Hello, welcome to camera video. Today we're doing one unboxing for this aircraft. It is the 1300 Daron postage stamp collection Lockheed Constellation TWA Lockheed Constellation. I got from the TWA hotel in New York at JFK, and I got the gift shop. And this is my first 1300 model, so let's get it open. All right, so. Fix this. Okay. Here's the model. I got this at the TWA gift shop for about 35 bucks. So let's see if it's any good. Not broken or damaged in any way. And it also comes with a plastic stand with the Super Constellation and the TW logo. So that's cool. Let's get into the review shortly. So it's been a month and a half since I recorded that last clip. But now it's summer, school's out, so I have a lot of free time on my hands. So let's do this review. By the way, I did get a few new models. So from the Chicago Airliner show, so I'll be including these into this video. So let's get done with this Constellation first. So yeah, use a pencil for this. Right in the front we got the nose. We got the wheels all made of plastic. It's a die-cast model though, but it's not like it's Daron, so there's not too much detail in it, but detailed enough. But yeah, here's the front wheel. Let's zoom in closer. Here in the cockpit, TWA logo right here, blacked out nose cone, and then we have titles above the TWA titles. I think that says Star of America, or I don't know. Someone correct me what that top word sings. I'll just put up screen right now if I find it. But yeah, there's titles above that. You have the antenna for the Lockheed Constellation. Kind of sticks out a bit, but I just looked. It does look like that in real life. It's kind of interesting. You got the gear doors right here. Here's the main door. The TWA logo on the top of it there. We got the red stripes going through too. Here we got the American flag. Let's go. Trans World Airlines titles and all the windows. Let's see. What else? Here in the back, we got the aft door with TWA logos there and the stripes going through the 3 tail fins and Super G titles on the tail, both here, and the registration November 6937 Charlie also on the tail, which I believe is also on the wing and the other side too. So yeah, it mirrors. In addition to the wing, we got TWA titles on the end of the wing and on the wing pods or whatever they're called. Here, well, this model has like a tip problem, like it keeps tipping backwards like that. But these right there are 3350 duplex Cyclone radial engines on here. They do spin, which is pretty cool. If you blow on it or just like spin it like that, they do spin. On the other side, it's pretty much the same. The cargo doors are not painted on here. It's a bummer, but well, it's Daron, so can't expect too much. But it's pretty much the same underside. Registration Super G, TWA. It's the aft door, the titles, the windows, the American flag. But yeah, really cool model. And again, this is 1300, so it is not to scale with my 1400 models. So it is my first 1300 model. That's really cool, and my first model in the postage stamp collection. I don't know why I'm stuttering. But in the bottom, the gears, main gears, they don't spin. Again, they're like plastic, and we have the hole for the stand, which is right here. It's nice that they have the TWA logo and the aircraft identification on there, which is cool. And here's the scale, 1/300. But yeah, it's a very cool model. Not much to point out. It's not really that special. Well, it is special. It's my first 1/300 model. But yeah, it's a cool model. I think Dan did a really lovely job with this model. And it's cool to have in my collection. It won't be on my airport, but it would be on my shelf. Since it's cool, it's a souvenir. So yeah, just cool to have in my collection. Now we're gonna move on to these aircraft, which are 1400 I got from the spring show in Chicago by O'Hare. These three I bought from spring show, and that one I bought from Squatchy's Diecast hangar. So let's review them next. Here's all the rest of the aircraft. We're done with this one, so I think I'm gonna start with the Panda Spirit A320 for the next. Here we have a Spirit A320-200. This is from Panda Models. I got this model from RPG 4-scale models at the airliner show / convention in Chicago. I got it for about $50. This is a 2022 release. This one was, I forgot to mention, this was a 2023 release for the Constellation. This aircraft is in the the yellow scratch livery, so it looks like it's scratching the logo, which I kind of like. But again, Spirit Airlines went defunct about a month ago, which is the main reason I bought this, because I needed a A320-200 from Spirit, and the minute they went out of business, literally every single model of Spirit was sold out in like half a day. And so I just got lucky from just buying this at the show. So yeah, super thank you for RPG 4-scale models for selling this to me. It was a cool find, and lucky to find the Spirit A320 these days, because again, they're super rare that they're now defunct and now everyone's buying it. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Alright, in the cockpit area we have the windshield wipers and the cockpit windows, Airbus A320 titles. I'm assuming right there that's the external power port. At the airport, they just plug in the plane to give it power. I assume this is it too. The external power for the A320. But I know that one is, but I think that one is too. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And one door, very nice detail on it. Here's the front antenna. On the windows. The emergency exits right here, and on the engine. I don't know why I can't speak today. It has the Home of the Bear Fair titles there. The main Spirit logo, or Spirit titles, I guess. This does have the scratch titles livery. It was part of the airline like 2014 to 2019, I believe, when they just removed the scratch marks off of it, and I think they also removed the Home of the Bear Fair on the engines just to make it more plain, I guess, and less fun for some reason. Just to make it more simple, I guess, for the branding. Here is the emergency exit, like, I guess arrows to go. Wing lights, pods on the wing, flaps and slats marks are all there. Good detail. Same with the other side of the aircraft. Same thing. There it has right here. It's the emergency, I guess, warnings, I guess, for the aircraft, the warning, don't step over the edge or whatever. In the back here we got two more antennas in the back with all the windows. In here in the back we got the aft door with the registration November 612 November Kilo and the American flag. We got the tail with the Spirit logo on it, and horizontal stabilizers in the back. All good detail. Same thing with the side. We got the American flag and aft door, and the registration again. Same side with the other, with the Home of the Bearfarer and the Spirit titles. And same thing with the front. We got the cargo door. It's hard to see, I don't know why. In the bottom there. 612 on the nose wheel door for the registration November 612 and November Kilo. Same thing on the side, Airbus titles, cockpit, external power plug right there. But in the bottom, we got hole for the stand, more antenna in the back, and more various details on the belly of the aircraft. It's cool. Very nice detail by Panda. I think this is my first like Panda model. No, that American Airlines is, but like sold as Panda models. I think this is my first one. Because that one's sold as C models, but it is a Panda mold. Yeah, but yeah, overall it's a great model, super cool detail, but again very rare, and it's sad that Spirit went defunct. But it's cool to have my collection. I think it's cooler that that I have it because Spirit's gone, and so it'll be very rare to find these in the future. So again, lucky to find one for a decent price. So yeah, let's move on to the next model. One thing I forgot to mention, the engines, they're kind of wiggly, both of them. So like maybe a future problem, but for now they're not super problematic. But yeah, just note that they do you know, it's not supposed to bend like that or like wiggle like that. It's supposed to be like stiff, like completely glued on. So maybe it's a manufacturing problem, I don't know, but yeah, that's one thing I pointed out. Here we have a Southwest 737-700 with split scimitars and in the Canyon Blue livery, by NG. I believe this is, let me check. Yeah, this is a March 2023 release from NG. I also got it from RPG 4 scale models at the Airliners Collectible Show at Chicago. I got it for $40. He gave me like a $5 discount off of it for buying two other models from him. So pretty cool. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, in the front of the aircraft we got the nose, we got the cockpit, and the windshield wipers. We got the landing gear, front nose gear, 252 on the landing gear doors for the registration November 252 Whiskey November. We got the front door, some titles there. I don't know what it is. It's very hard to see. All windows here, all the details there. Cool. Here's the engine. Nothing much to see. There we got one emergency escape exit, and like the arrows pointing out. With the pods here, the flaps over here, and the slats all look good. Got the split scimitars right here with Southwest.com logo on it. Here we got antenna right there, and here's the SATCON on the top of the aircraft. It looks a bit chipped right there, which is kind of unfortunate. There have been issues reported with this model over the years about like chips and like breaks in it or whatever. So this model doesn't have the best reputation, and it shows right there. Not the greatest work by NG, kind of disappointing, but again, small enough to got registration right there. November 252, Whiskey November, American flag on the tail. Looked like that paint's fading a bit. Shouldn't be that big of an issue. We got back door there. The Southwest logo on the tail. Yeah, on the other side, pretty much the same. All I mentioned, all the same thing. Tail looks nice. Horizontal stabilizers look alright. One issue I did encounter when I first bought it, I didn't notice it at first, but the left wing is kind of loose. It's kind of partially detached from the fuselage. So I don't know whose fault that is, NG's or RPG's fault. But regardless, again, minor issue. Nothing to whine and complain about. Overall, it's a great model. It has some flaws or defects, but it's still overall a good model, and for a good price, $40. It's kind of average price for this model, but again, it's cool adding Southwest to my fleet, especially Candy Blue. Well, I like the Candy Blue livery and the Heart livery, so it's cool having more Southwest, and overall a good model. Here we have the 2024 release, January 2024 release, the Southwest 737-700 in the Heart livery by NG Models. I also got this from RPG. Honestly, actually, all of the ones I bought from the collectible show was from him. So he took all my money. But he's a good seller, so I'll give it to him. And it's good that he has all these cool models. And that's why I bought it from him. This is my first Southwest Heart livery model in 1/400 scale that I bought. So, pretty excited about this one. So, let's get into it. Anyways, here we have, in front of the nose, we have the nose, obviously. We got the windshield wipers and the cockpit windows, and forgot to mention these for the others, pitot tubes in the front. Here we have the main front landing gear. And the I don't know why it's not my day today. Nose geared doors where the registration numbers are there. November 221 for November 221 whiskey November. In front we got the Southwest titles here. A1 door and the Southwest Heart decal right next to the door. Antenna right here, antenna down there. In the engines, we have the Southwest.com titles, winglets, non-scum-tars. Emergency exits right there by in between the W and the E, and the arrows pointing out of it. Basically, same thing with the other side. Also the decals on both sides of the engines. Yeah, for the Southwest.com. SATCOM, it's not damaged unlike the other one, I'm pretty sure, like the Canyon Blue one. So, no, like, chips or whatever there. Pods look alright. The back is registration November 221, Whiskey November with the back door, aft door there, and 221 for 221 Whiskey November. The American flag right there. I have the tail. And the horizontal and vertical stabilizers all good there, basically. Again, same thing with the other side. Basically the same thing as the other. Again, same thing on the engines and whatnot. On the bottom, you have the Heart logo right there. The wheels do spin. They're rubbery, I guess. They do spin really well, unlike Gemini. Like old Gemini doesn't spin, or has like bumps on it, which like prevent it from spinning like cleanly. Yeah. Oh, I do see something. This horizontal, this stabilizer here looks like it's about to fall off, but it's pretty secure. No issues with it whatsoever. See, the wheels are fine. Cargo bay is painted there. All the details good on it, basically. And overall, a really good model. Another good one from NG. So yeah, one more model to go. It's this United 37900 ER, also by NG. So let's get into that one. Here is our final model, the NG models Boeing 737-900 ER for United Airlines in the 100 sticker special. The reason I bought this because I flew on this exact plane 7 years ago from Cancun to O'Hare, and I didn't know there was a model of it, nor I knew it was like a special decal. And once I found out NG made this, and then I found out the registration that I flew on that flight was this one, like the exact same aircraft. I just had to buy it. I bought it at Squatchy's diecast hangar for about $57. That's including shipping. But yeah, here's actually a photo from that flight of me 7 years ago at Cancun Airport, not knowing this was a special decal. And actually, my fun fact, my second ever YouTube video on this channel was filmed on this aircraft, November 6, 9818, when we were landing into O'Hare. So if you go back to my channel, like old videos, the second video would be on this plane. It was a time lapse landing into O'Hare. So it's cool that this aircraft played like I would say a big role, but a cool role in my channel's history as my second ever video, without me knowing it was a special decal or NG made it. So anyways, less yapping, and let's get into the review. Alright, starting with the review. I don't know why it's out of focus, but like, there you go. We got the cockpit, windshield wipers, pitot tube, Starline's logo. You got the nose wheel. On the door here it says ETOPS, and it's ETOP certified, and 0818 for the registration number 69818. Here we got the L1 door with I think those United titles, right? Oh, I'll just leave a mark on that. No, we're good. L1 door. You got the little titles right there by the door. We got the United titles right here, the old livery titles, or the Continental livery titles. And we got the 100 sticker right here for, I think this is the 100th 737 in the fleet for United, or I don't know if it's the 100th 737 or 100th 737-900 ER in the fleet, but on the windows look nice. Detail on the engine's good. The escape emergency exits right there, and the air is pointing down. Got the scimitar winglets right here. The wing looks alright with all the flaps, slats, and whatever with both sides. Other side also scimitar winglets. Antennas look fine in the top. SATCON looks alright. Bit of dust on there, been collecting on there. Another door, I think this is the L2 door. Yeah, L2 door. In the back is the registration number 69818, the American flag, and the aft door with the numbers 818 for registration number 69818. Here we have the United Continental tail for the vertical stabilizer and horizontal stabilizers. All look good enough. Interestingly, I didn't know this, but like the 100 sticker is not on the other side. It's only on the other side of the aircraft, so it's not on both sides. It's only on one side of the aircraft. Same details for the other side of the aircraft. There's the back cargo bay, and here's the front cargo door. This last row by the American flag, I think it closed. Yeah, the closed window. That's where I sat on this exact plane. I sat in seat 38, I believe 38F. So it'd be on the window 38F. That closed window is where I sat on the plane, and that's where I took the video of the time lapse into O'Hare. It's a cool detail. Wanted to point out. again, side count looks good. No chips or anything, because those are usually prone to chipping. Both, not just NG, Gemini 2, or JC, whatever. I had issues with those being chipped or whatever. Bottom, it's polished, which I like. I like how it shines. The wheels spin really well. Front or nose too. Tail skid, bump right there. They all have it. I just failed to mention that earlier. But yeah, overall great model. Just super happy. I like getting aircraft that I've flown on before, especially it's the same livery. Actually, all these aircraft here I've flown before, but not the same registration. This is the same registration, which makes it extra special. And it was actually my last flight before the pandemic. So it's my last flight for 3 years, because 3 years later I flew Southwest to Phoenix, and that was my first ever trip report on this channel. It's my last flight pre-pandemic, so that was just a fun fact. Overall, super good model. It's super great service from Squatchy to get it over here, and great quality, and happy to have this model. And that's pretty much all the models here, so let's get into the conclusion. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Good variety of models this time around. All great models in quality. It's cool that I have Daron. I mean, the postage stamp collection. It's not like the toy Daron. It's actually like the real model Daron. Forgot to mention that earlier. Yeah, super cool to have all these models. All have been on my list of getting for some time now, and it's cool to have them, especially that one. That's really nice. But yeah, all great models. Thank you to RPG for selling me these two. These three, I meant this one, that one, and Squatchies for that one, and the TWA Hotel for selling me that one. So thank you to them, and that's pretty much for today's video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.